Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 36, Deadbeat Son, with your host Tré Lamb, and that's me. It's good to be here on a beautiful Tuesday, March 21st. Getting spring right in sesh, baby. It is week 2 of my new haircut and being self-conscious about it. You know what didn't help? You know what didn't help me get over my haircut was people commenting on it. And like, I get it, you know, you have long hair for a while and then you have short hair. People are going to notice, obviously, but like, especially people that see you, you know, every day. But like, and I don't need compliments, you know. I don't care. But like, it's the people who say something, but then it's not a compliment. That's what I mean. I'm like, what? So like, people would, a few people, a handful of them would say, "Oh hey, you got a haircut," and I would go, "Yep," and then they would go, "Okay." Okay, what? Just acknowledge it. You're just gonna acknowledge. Okay. Oh, the whirlwind that's going in my head right now. Like, oh God, I know I'm ugly. Oh man, I can't even. I'm not tall. Can't even bench. Yeah, dude. People would say, what if you did that for other things that people did? You know, that wouldn't be cool. Oh, hey, I heard you just had a baby. Wow. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but man, it's a whole new chapter of my life. And they go, okay. And now we're just standing there looking at each other. Now we're just looking at each other, man, and say something, even if it's constructive criticism. I don't know. Someone said, "Hey, did you get a haircut?" I go, "Yeah, I'm a little sensitive about it. I don't know." And they go, "Well, I would have gone shorter." Which, I mean, for shorter, bro? What are you trying to do to me? What do you want me to get a fade? What? I'm not a fade guy. Okay, I'm not. Anyway, so I'm wearing a hat now. I think it looks it looks all right. That was Nelly you heard earlier. A little Hot in Her by Nelly. Dude, Nelly used to be on top of the world, dude. I mean, when he was banging, that boy could sing it, and he could but he was also tough. That's what's cool about rappers in the early 2000s, is that like they'd be suave and sexy, but then also, I'm also tough. Like Usher, I mean, Usher and Nelly, I guess Usher is like more suave and like sexy and like doing the rolling his body on top of a woman on a chair. But Nelly was more like, I mean, he doesn't hit people, but I don't know. But he had a little more, Usher had more like, oh yeah, and Nelly was more like, oh yeah, but not with a accent like that. And you could tell that Nelly was tougher because he always had a Band-Aid on his cheek. It's like, ooh, what happened? Ooh, what's that Band-Aid for? Oh my God, he's got a Band-Aid. It's like, he was tougher. He had the Band-Aid on. Like, it's like, ooh, I just got out of a fight. Yeah, I was just in a fight. I got hit, but I'm fine, but the other guy's not fine. All I got was this. How is that tough? Having a Band-Aid on your cheek, like, it just doesn't make sense for what he's trying to make us, what he's trying to sell, right? A Band-Aid is for, scrapes, maybe, burns, small cuts. Like it was just a regular sized Band-Aid that you would put on your finger, or maybe your knee, if you had like a little cut, or scrape up. But he had it on his cheek. And it's like, whatever you supposed to think happened on your to just that part of your cheek. Like, did you get slashed did you get slashed by a knife or something? Because if so, it wouldn't be just a little Band-Aid. It'd be like a whole bandaged up and like, And then he'd be singing. Anytime he sang, it would be just, it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. Good gracious, ass both days. And it was, you should be like, what is he saying? He's kind of muffled all the time. Hot in here would take on a whole new meaning, because he, instead of singing about the club and its humidity, he's singing about the bandages on his face all the time, and it's just a cry for, hey, hello everyone, it's hot in these bandages. Doctors didn't do a great job at air ventilation. I don't know. I don't know, man. The Band-Aid just honestly it just looks like he had a zit on his cheek all the time that he didn't want people to see. I don't know. I refuse to believe he just always had a small cut or a scrape just right there on his cheek. Anyway, I'm not as tough as Neo, so maybe I shouldn't talk. Who loves to fight is Mormons. I was performing for Mormons all weekend. We had a good time. I was like 40, maybe like a half hour away, 40 minutes from Salt Lake City, and people came up to me after the show and who had like never been to Salt Lake City. That's so wild. You didn't even go 40 minutes away to like the biggest city in your state. I don't know. I don't get that. But they're fine folk, I suppose. They liked my jokes. They pulled back. I had some jokes about like having a single mom and a dad not being around, and they kind of like didn't laugh at that. It's like, what do you think I'm? Oh yeah, no, I came here to just like be upset about it. No, I'm making jokes. The jokes were fine. I thought the jokes were. I mean, they do well. I don't, tend to do well, but people who, stable families a lot of the time don't laugh at my jokks. They kind of feel they show me like sympathy. They feel bad for me. It's like, I don't need you to feel bad. I feel bad enough for all of us here. Don't worry about it. So anyway, it was fun though. Guy gave me a gift card to a restaurant, so you know what I mean. Comedy's paying off, baby. It's paying. Oh, baby, paying in spades. I heard Dr. Phil got in trouble for something. What did Dr. Phil get in trouble for lately? Dr. Phil is starting to see the pushback from the entire idea of his show. What? Oh, it was on for over 20 years, and now people are like, that was a bad idea. You should not have done that. It's like, where were we when it was happening, I get it. Like, he's, it's embarrassing to bring your problems on national television on like a talk reality show. But they did it. We created Bad Baby. Dr. Phil, yeah, he may have I guess he did, he gave her the platform and capitalized on it initially, but she said the thing, "Cash me outside, how about that?" And America said yes. The youth of America said, that's what we need. We need more of that. Okay? And we created that, okay? Lest we forget the JoJo Siwas, the frickin' Bad Babies, that other white lady who's from the South, I think, and wears a grill, and is just always fighting people. We saw that and wanted more, okay? So, yeah, Dr. Phil's evil, but he's been evil. Why are we now surprised? I don't get that. Rich people are just not nice. A lot, like the super wealthy who have been exploiting people for decades. Yeah, man. But there's a reason they were able to exploit people for decades, is because we kept watching. We just kept on watching, baby. We our parents, just loved that stuff. I know my mom did. I would come home. I talked about this on the last episode. I would come home and just be seeing some real issue. So you're telling me that it's more Hank Hill, but you're telling me that your mom locked you in a basement for your 18th until your 18th birthday, at which point she dropped you off at a sawmill and told you to pick up a drill, like, and then America was like, oh my god, what? Oh my god, it's crazy, it's so crazy. And we do it now. Now everyone just does that. Everyone just exploits something to get popular. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Dr. Phil's like probably not a great guy. But when did you think? Then why'd you watch it? Why'd you watch it so much, dude? We are all responsible. That's all I'm saying. We all played a part in that. I mean, dude, I'd be coming home when I was a kid, I'd come home from school. I'm 10 years old. I get home, mom's home, she's got the TV on, and she's and it's like Law and Order SVU is on. Dude, what? That is like it is like the subject matter of that is the most horrendous stuff. It's a good show, but it's like it's pretty heavy, dude. It's like the most horrific things. The events that transpire in these shows are not for, what people are just watching it all the time. People would leave it on. There'd be a marathon. People would just have it on in the background. SVU. We're talking about people getting murdered. We're talking about people, sexual assault. We're talking about kidnapping, all this stuff, dude. And it's just in the background while I'm just scrolling through, just reading a magazine. And that's just, oh yeah. Huh? What? Chopped her up? Okay. Yeah. You cooking. My mom would be cooking hamburger helper with SVU on in the back, That's what scares me about Law and Order SVU, is that the people who write for that show, are we not concerned about that at all? Like, it's people's jobs. Maybe that'd be a sweet gig. It's people's jobs to come up with the most atrocious, horrific scenarios and put it on TV, They're like, yeah, okay, so in this episode, the guy kidnaps a lady, and then he chops her up, and then he fucks all the body parts, and then he scatters them around New York City and sends the team to go find him. And then the head of the writing staff is like, yes, that's good, that's great, yeah, oh my god, yeah, that's a good one, yeah, put that down, write that down, oh good, hey, right on, great idea. And then everyone's just patting him on the back, hey, great idea, Jeff, good job, man, good job, hey, that was great, wow, how'd you. And then there's one of them who was just revered by everyone, all the other, the rest of the team of writers. And it's like, man, that guy can, man, I wish I could come up with stuff like that. Man, Lindsay's always got the best ideas. Oh, man, I'll never be able to write stuff like her. And then these people are just walking around with that shit going on in their head, They're on the bus. Just like looking around, just like standing there, just looking around. And the stuff that's going on, and it's just like, what? It's just people being, stuffed in it's just bodies being stuffed in pillowcases, and, they're trying to think, okay, what's a good catchy opening scene? Well, eggs are real expensive. This is the writer's room. Okay, we need a good catchy opening scene, people. What do we got? And they're like, what's going on right now? Eggs are expensive. Eggs are going up. And they're like, okay, that's a good start. Yeah, eggs. All right, what about eggs? What if, just hear me out. What if it's a woman and her child, okay, and they're at the grocery store, and they see the eggs, right? And everyone's like, where are you going with this? Just hear me out. They see eggs, and they see that the price has gone up again, and that's gonna get the viewers on board and be like, fucking right, eggs are expensive, right? Okay, wow, they're really up to date. And then she's like, oh well, she looks at her kid, I gotta fucking feed him eggs, she's always wanting eggs. So she gets eggs, and what do people do whenever they get eggs? They open up the carton, right? They open it up to see. You got to see if they're good. And so she opens one. There's a crack in that one. This one's kind of yellow or whatever. Okay, no, not that one. And she looks at the next one, and it's a body stuffed in there, man. She's like, wait, is that an eyeball? Oh my God, is that wait, there's a toe in this egg cart, right? And then it's bum 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 dun 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 bum bum dun 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 dun. And then the team, and then the team is like, oh wow, wow, we've done it again, folks. Wow, I mean, they can't keep us down. Just when I thought we were out of ideas, you come in clutch. And then everyone's like, hey, oh my God, great job. I don't know, man. If I knew that, someone in my family was a writer for Law and Order, I'd every holiday dinner or family reunion, I'd just be like, what's going on? What's going on? What are you thinking about right now, dude? What are you thinking about right now? You thinking about some crazy shit? I bet you are. But you thinking about some nasty shit, dude. I don't know. There's a lot of bad stuff on TV. It's so funny that it's like now people are like, you shouldn't have done that for 20 years while I watched. Hey, that show you did for 20 years, you shouldn't have done that. And I watched every episode. I mean, like, what do we... Yeah, it's bad. It was... You think Teen Mom was a good idea? We all fucking... You think that was good for anyone involved? I mean, the people at MTV, thank God for Rob Dyrdek and ridiculousness, because otherwise, Teen Mom would still be a thing. Now I think it's just reunion stuff. Now it's just like the original. I don't know, but the last time I saw it was like the original cast, but like today, like later on, like a decade later or whatever. And if that's, they stopped with the new crops, and thank God they did. Oh, wait. Could there be a correlation between the rising popularity of the show Teen Mom and then teen pregnancies? No, that couldn't be. It's not like we're showing... It's not like we're giving... And it's not like we're, giving TV shows or reward if you want to call it that, teenagers who have children, fame and attention and notoriety. There's no way that would have an influence. No, that'd be crazy. Come on, folks. I know this podcast isn't going to be the thing that, like, I don't know, that changes anything. But, yeah, it's all bad, dude. Law and Order, Dr. Phil, Oprah, they're all the same thing. Ridiculousness. They say that I keep seeing this stuff lately about banks collapsing, banks failing. Man, how does a bank fail? I mean, I get it. They say they have more money than they do, but it's like, or they lend out more money than they have, and then people try to get all their money out, and they go, oh, we actually don't have it. Why are banks just all of a sudden like your stoner friend in college? Hey, man, you got the rent? Hey, man, I need I got to get the rent from you. It's due. We got to pay it, I just paid the rent. Can you pay me back? And he's like, yeah, man, I got it. And then, a week later, like, hey, do you have that? I need that. No. And he's like, oh, I actually don't. That's a whole bank now. That's like Bank of America. What, dude? That's another thing. People aren't like. It's like these banks for these like tech startup companies, right? It's like banks who are lending out money to tech startups. So it's like, here's a bank that's giving out money it doesn't have to a company that barely exists. Like, we're all just playing pretend. We're all just kind of playing around. You know what I mean? They go, I got this startup, this tech company startup, right? And it's a AI that writes episodes of Law and Order, right? And the bank's like, here's $20 million, or here's $5 million. Go ahead and get that started up. And they do. They take the money, and the idea doesn't work out. And now somebody's like, hey, and now a bunch of people are like, yo, bank, I need my dough. I need my Skrilla. I want to go buy some cool shit. They're like, oh, go talk to the AI guys, the Law and Order AI guys. And they're like, fucking what? Oh yeah, no, I gave your money. Yeah, that's what it's more like. It's like, hey man, do you have the rent? I just paid the rent. I need you to pay me back. And they're like, yeah, I got you. And then a week later, like, hey, actually, I need that rent, like, right. I need it now. I need it today. Can you get it for me? And they go, shoot, sorry. I lent it out to my buddy. He's got this idea for a pasta cutout, cookie cutter stencil for pasta, and it's in the shape of Ellen DeGeneres. So I don't have it. And you're like, fucking what, dude? And they're like, well, yeah, but I mean, it's a good idea, and he's going to make a bunch of money. He told me he would, he'd pay me back and everything once the idea gets going and he's in production. And then you're just kind of screwed. I guess that's how banks work now. If you have, I don't know, they say if you have under like a couple $100,000, you're okay. So I think most of us are going to be all right. I don't think I have any. If you have over $100,000 in your bank, write in, email the pod, deadbeatsonpodcast@gmail.com. If you have over $100,000 in your bank, I would love to know the demographic that I'm reaching. So yeah. I also noticed. I'm seeing a lot lately about they're trying to arrest Donald Trump for like tax stuff. And I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. People think it is. People think it's not. But if he does for real get arrested, that's gonna be so funny, dude. I mean, all the memes about this guy in prison, that's going to be hilarious, dude. He's straight up going to have to go through, what was that movie with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell? He's gonna have to go through like a real life version of the movie Get Hard, and he's gonna use, you know, who's he gonna use? He's gonna use it's gonna be him and like Mike Tyson's gonna be showing him how to be tough in jail. Yeah, so what's he gonna? If anyone steps to you, man, you gotta, you know, I praise the Almighty Allah, and I don't want violence in my life. But if somebody steps to me, I will rip his face off with my teeth. And Trump's like, okay, okay, rip his face. Trump's like, okay, rip his face off with my teeth. Okay. You know, I always praise the Almighty Allah, and I want inner peace with me and check on my doves. But if anyone does cross one of my doves, I am going to eat him, starting with the asshole, and he will be alive. And Trump's like, okay, that's when it's okay. That's when it's fine. That's when that's appropriate, an appropriate response. When just okay is an appropriate response is when Mike Tyson tells you that he praises Allah and wants inner peace, but if somebody steps to him, he will eat them from the asshole first. That is an appropriate time to be like, okay, but not after you point out my haircut. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know what's gonna happen, man. If he gets arrested, you know, people are gonna try to break him out. I bet. You know, you thought January 6th was lit. Imagine the freaking the Ocean's 11 trying to break Donald Trump out of prison, dude. Oh, that's gonna be good, dude. Trying to get Donald Trump out of jail. You got this whole, you know, this squad, and it's like, you know, it's freaking it's like Ben Shapiro, it's Alex Jones, it's you know, maybe one of his kids. Oh, and then it's like the really young one, not Don Jr. or whatever, but like I don't know, like the kid that everyone was like making fun of. And then you need a ringer. You need someone who's gonna like distract the guards. Who would it be? And then it would be the whole thing where they actually, the one they really need to get it done is Hillary. You know, they need Hillary Clinton to infiltrate the prison. Like, we saw what you did with Epstein, and we need you one more time. And she's like, no, I said I would never get back in. I would never do it again. I promised my husband and we made a vow never to do it again. Like, Hillary, we need you one more time. And then it's about like her and she actually needs Trump back, you know, and it kind of like a, you know, Batman Joker kind of deal. I don't know who's who. But it's like, we need each other, you know? When Joker said, you complete me. It's like that. It's going to be that, but with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. That's silly. I don't know, man. They always say shit's going to happen, and then it never happens, you know? They said there's a warrant out for Putin's arrest. There's a warrant. They're going to show up to the Kremlin and be like, hey, we got a warrant. We're going to search the place. Come on, man. You know, Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to go get Putin. Him and frickin' Leland are going to have their beanbag guns, you know? And that old guy with the long braided hair, you know? They're going to set up a perimeter around the Kremlin, and they're going to bust in there. And he's like, mahalo, you know? Then they get Putin. They get him. You know, he like tries to run out the back. They run. You know, they fucking chase him down. You know, they shoot him with the beanbag and they get him, dude. They get him. And he's like, and they're like, they give him a cigarette, and then dog has like a heart to heart with Putin. You know, and he's like, I know you're trying. I know you're trying. I know you're doing the best you can, but you can't be deporting children during a time of war like the way you are. You know, hey brother, I get it. I love you, brother. You know, here, let me get a cigarette for you. And he's just like, like, and then they go through McDonald's for him before they take him in. I want Dog the Bounty Hunter to go give Dog the Bounty Hunter that warrant and let him go get Putin, dude. Mahalo. I don't know, dude. If, hey, arrest them all, dude. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Big week this week. I'm hosting 9 sold-out shows for Hannah Burner. That's going to be wild. She tends to rip on dudes like me, so that'll be exciting. It's going to be a good time. Catch me in Vegas. I'm doing Wise Guys Comedy Club in Las Vegas, April 7th and 8th. It's going to be a good time, so come on out to that. Tickets are available at TréLamb.com or WiseGuysComedy.com. Get my merch at TréLamb.com and email the pod. Check out the clips and reach out if you want to see me come perform in your city. Let me know where you're at, and we'll get it going. Thanks a lot, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care.